Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
My name is Astin and I rock.
My name's Dylan and I'm the 6th member of Destiny's Child.
I had to count in my head because I was still on Soldier.
The 7th member? I'm the 7th member. There have already been 6.
Have there?
Latavia, Latoya, and Farrah.
Yes!
Beyonce, Michelle, and Kelly. So I'm the 7th member of Destiny's Child.
Kelly is the child of destiny.
Have you ever heard the theory that it's called Destiny's Child because Destina's Child?
I have not, but I hate y'all. Like, I'm not entertaining this. I'm not entertaining this.
Because it was all a ploy to make Beyonce a solo star. Destina's Child.
Okay.
Destiny's Child. Yeah.
I'll go find my aluminum cap later.
I buys it. How was your week, friend?
My week was okay. We are getting ready to roll out the Atlanta Film Fest. Mm-hmm. So I've just been relaxing, like especially this weekend, because for like, I don't know, maybe 12, 13 days straight, I'm gonna be working.
Oofed.
Yeah. And so I'm really excited about it, but I'm just been kind of just taking it day by day. How about you?
I've been stunning. My car got totaled in an accident earlier this week, but you know.
You got all your toes?
I mean, yeah, it could have been a lot worse.
I'm glad you're here, friend.
If the worst part of it was that my car is gone, at least my body is still here.
I love that.
I'm just trying to convince myself. I actually hate it, but you know.
Nah, man, not having a car is not fucking fun at all.
Yo, in Atlanta, anyone who says the city is walkable has never lived here.
The only people that say that the city is walkable are people who pay like $2,500 to live next to the Beltline.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
That is the only person that's like, oh yeah, you know, I get on the Beltline and then I get on the Beltline. And then I get on the and go where? And go. You go to a brewery, and what else? And what else do you do?
You go to Pond City Market and look at all the overpriced shops.
Oh, I guess you can go to the Murder Kroger.
You can go. It's Disco Kroger now.
Really? Now
yeah, it's new and improved.
There's a murder on the dance floor.
There's a murder on the Kroger.
Oh.
This week we're changing it up just a little bit. So instead of talking about what we have been listening to, what's been stuck in our heads, this week we're kind of delving back into the humble beginnings, if you will, and talking about the music that actually influenced us.
So both of us, for those who don't know, are music artists, you know. Whether we are actively creating music or actively trying to get our album done and sitting next to the mixer and pointing out the things that they love, hate, gotta throw away and record again.
Or if you're one of those that, you know, did it for a couple of years and said, this was fun, I'm gonna go do something else.
Either way it goes, you know the saying, you're always an artist.
Absolutely.
And so Dylan, I think it was your idea. We always talked about we were going to do an episode. We would talk about the stuff that influenced us and informed our very, very, very exquisite
musical palettes. We have qualifications.
We do.
I have a joke for you. Why can't a koala be a bear?
Oh my God, tell me.
Because they don't have the right qualifications.
God damn it. What is the sexual part of an elephant?
The trunk?
The foot. Because when it steps on you, you're fucked.
That's actually clever. That's actually pretty clever.
I heard that joke in 9th grade and I've been reading. I've been running with it ever since.
Because you're fucked. I can hear 14-year-old Astin saying that.
They told it to me, and it was one of those days in health class where we were doing absolutely nothing, and it is tattooed on my brain cell. So shout out to you, Alan.
Hey, Alan.
I think he's hot now.
Hi, Alan. What's good, Alan?
Oh my god. So, do you want to start, or do you want me to start? Or do you...
let's go like a one by one.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. So, what year is it? So, let's start. We're gonna start when we were like churn.
Yeah. So, I was born in 1988.
I was born in 1990.
Okay. So close enough that we probably pulling from similar pools.
Absolutely.
My first one on the list is a five-some.
Okay.
From 1996. I'm going to give you one guess as to who they are.
Is it cheating if you already told me?
I mean, we have talked about them before.
Is it Spice Girls?
It's the Spice Girls! I am a 35-year-old man, and I still have a baby Spice doll, a sporty Spice doll, and a scary Spice doll.
You know what I think would be really cool? So, as we're going one by one, I think we should talk about, this would be a perfect time to talk about the kind of music you made. Mm-hmm. So, like, with Spice Girls being like, because that whole era of music was like an insanely, like, really cool era of music. Mm-hmm. But what about the Spice Girls informed you of the music that you want to make?
So with the Spice Girls, I think the Spice Girls was the first. They were the first example of like badass women.
Okay.
Because I mean, their whole thing was girl power, and but it was this unapologetic leaning into, like, scary was going to be scary. Mm-hmm. You know, they all leaned into the characters and into the message, and they just came across as such badasses. Even Baby, who was like cutesy, it's like, I remember the Say You'll Be There video. Every time I see it, I'm like, the blue gloves that she's wearing in those, I still want those. I've said it on a previous episode. I'm waiting on Baby Spice's blue gloves and Toni Braxton's chain dress. That's all I want in my life. Those two things. I'll wear it to Whole Foods to get quinoa.
I remember the chain dress. I remember it caused a stir.
Baby.
It caused a stir. And at that point, I was like, it's pretty, but I don't really get the hype. And now that I'm older, it's like, I too want this chain dress.
I too want this chain dress. But yeah, it was the bad bitchery of it all. Mm-hmm. And they...
But what about, like, your sound?
Because
they were, like, 90s had some really, really bad bitches.
Yes.
But what about the way that these bad bitches sounded? That you were like, yeah.
So I think it was the first time that I heard music and really understood, like, people love to dance. Mm-hmm. And while I can sit here and appreciate folk artists and other different types of music that aren't necessarily upbeat, baby, a room full of people dancing, you cannot beat that energy. You can't. You cannot beat the energy of people just feeling the groove and wanting to move along to it. And Spice Girls did that. You had, and also, I find it fascinating that they had such a punch in pop culture history when they were only together for they did 2 albums. That's it.
Yeah.
2 albums, 4 years, I think. And it's like, Wannabe, Say You'll Be There, 2 Become 1, Spice Up Your Life, Stop, Who Do You Think You Are? Stop right now, thank you very much. I need somebody with a human touch. Hey you, always on the run, gotta slow it down, baby, gotta have some fun. Choreography! And it's one of those things, it's like every time I hear that song, I will stop what I'm doing. If I'm cooking breakfast, and just do that choreography. It is ingrained, the dance is ingrained in my body. Sing the Spice Up Your Life. Shake it to the left, slam it to the right.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's their essence of fun. I mean, go back to the Wannabe video and how chaotic it was. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. What I really, really, really want to sing. But like that video, it's one shot, they're all flipping on tables and doing all kinds of shit. chaos and then leaving. And there is just something fun and magnetic about them as a group. I followed them individually. Mel C, Sporty Spice, has the most in terms of a music catalog.
Is it Mel B or Mel C?
Mel C. Mel B is Scary Spice.
Oh, thank you. Mel C. Oh, Mel C is it sexy or sporty?
Sporty.
Okay.
I'm Sexy Spice. I'm also the 6th member of Spice Girls.
Is Sexy Spice not a spice?
No.
Why were they calling her Sexy Spice?
Sporty, ginger, scary, baby, posh.
I think people used to like call Sporty Sexy Spice because she always had her like boobs out.
Yeah.
Okay. Or maybe it was either her or Ginger.
It was probably Ginger. Ginger was the more curvy one. Sporty was always assumed to be a lesbian.
Right.
Because she was athletic and women can't possibly do sports.
But she is.
No.
No.
She has kids and a husband.
Well, no, because it was recently unearthed that Mel B and was it Ginger Spice then? That they were like had a relationship. So it was them.
Yeah.
So Ginger had okay.
I mean, it was the 90s. Who didn't lick a box in the 90s?
Oh my god. I mean, well, I was like
Me. I'll raise my hand for that one. Nope. Can't say I have. Anyway, that would be my first pick. Not even the Spice Girls. Just Spice Girls. There's no the. So who would be your first pick?
So for all of those listening, a little history of the kind of music that I do. I really lean into like rock, blues, but I can't like being that I was raised in the church and raised on 1970s music. Like a lot of people, like it's not hard for me to detect a sample.
Yes.
Like I love being surprised by like, cause I love being surprised by like a deep cut.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody's like, oh, they sampled this, or like when Drake sampled the song for Hotline Bling. It was like, oh, I had never heard this original song, and it's like really groovy and it's really smooth. I would love my vinyl collection to look a lot thicker than what it is, but I also need to get my vinyl player fixed.
Come on, thick.
And so I would say honorable mention, I wasn't allowed to listen to, I really wasn't allowed to listen to mainstream present day music.
Like secular music?
Yeah,
okay.
I wasn't, secular music, and also like, if you know the Georgia or the Atlanta radio stations, my parents kept it on Kiss 104.1.
Yeah.
So I grew up knowing the songs that like Diana Ross sang. I grew up knowing like Al Green songs, Teddy Pendergrass songs, and just not understanding why people didn't know those songs.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are just like, oh, like that's, I'm just now hearing about the story with Al Green and the Grits. Well, they were just young. That doesn't count. But like,
wait, for everyone that doesn't know the story about Al Green and the Grits, what's the quick rundown?
Do you not know the story?
I'm those people, yes, I want to know.
Oh, what? Oh, so Al Green was caught cheating and his girlfriend threw high grits on him.
Appropriate.
That's really, that's it.
Can't falter.
Tyler Perry put it in one of his movies and played Love and Happiness over that scene. It's great. So everybody who knows that story, like, cackles because it's so good. It's so good when you know that story. But, like, yeah, so, like, the Bobby Womack's, so when Mariah Carey goes... Exactly.
Bobby Womack's on the radio.
Sing it to me
if you think you're lonely now.
And I used to hear that song all the time because we were on Kiss 104.1.
Yeah.
So, without going through the host of artists from that era that I love, and I do love that, and like I'll always sing my praises about the 70s and 80s just because you had real singers. You had real harmonizers. You had dancers. You had people, to your point, that were not afraid to dance. And I really hope that we get back to that point. You had Rick James in them leather pants. You had...
I got to see the Mary Jane Girls a couple of months ago.
What?
I know! And Rick James' daughter was the one that put it on, so she came on stage.
Oh my God! I would
in my house. In my house. Baby, they were a good time.
Okay.
Yo, check out City Winery. They'd have some dope. I saw CeCe Peniston. I saw Mary Jane Girls. That's where I saw the
Mary
Erykah Badu
J.
Jill Scott
Blige.
show.
Baby. Mary Jane. Oh, I said Mary Jane Blige. I said Mary Jane girls. My brain is like fried because it's like, of all the things, like you been inviting me to stuff, you didn't tell me about the Mary Jane girls.
Oh, baby, it was good.
Okay.
My house.
So obviously y'all can tell like that's my favorite era of music. I know a lot of people, you know, a lot of folks in my circle love like the New Jack Swing. That's fine. I skip right over like Teddy and Babyface. Love you, but I love your mentors.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah.
But shout out to Babyface because the person that I'm going to mention first, which I'm sure is one of his mentors, because he's everybody's mentor, is Michael Jackson. So why am I saying Michael Jackson when I can name all of these artists that were like tearing up stages? Michael Jackson, for one, my parents were like obsessed with the Jacksons.
Yes.
We were a Michael Jackson household. We had so many Michael Jackson recorded VHS tapes that and the one specifically when I clock superstardom, it was this one tape that my dad recorded the 25th anniversary or the 25th anniversary celebration of Michael Jackson in music. And so it was MTV, they were running the special and they were going down the line of all of his music videos. And obviously the countdown starts with Thriller. And that is, you know, my cousin was like, Astin, come on, be do Thriller dance. And I remember being like, well, what? What are you talking about? And she puts the tape in and we're doing the dance and we're rewinding it and we're about to fuck up the VHS film. And then we watch like, Smooth Criminal, Dirty Diana. We're watching Leave Me Alone. They Don't Really Care About Us.
They don't really care about us.
It doesn't matter if you're black or white, and we're watching Whitney Houston's face change into somebody else's face, into this Tyra's face. You know.
I do have a question for you though.
What's up?
What's your favorite Michael Jackson song? Name it on 3. I'll say mine on 3. You say yours.
Wait, because I told you, but
you have to pick one. You have to pick one. To fight to the death. All the rest of them.
All right, let's go.
1, 2, 3. Don't stop till you get enough.
That's a great.
Thank you.
That's a great.
Holy
answer.
Shit. Hey, don't stop till you get enough. So keep up. Don't stop till you get enough.
Touch me.
I choreographed a. This is, I don't know how people didn't know I was gay in high school. I choreographed something for the dance team, the girls' dance team for the basketball.
Okay.
Like halftime show, and it was "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough" into "The Way You Move" by Outkast. It's like I choreographed it.
Taste,
baby. They either knew I was a homosexual and just didn't say it, or had bad gaydar.
I don't think they cared because they knew that you led them into victory.
Because I mean, "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough." It just started with the hips, just a little body roll. Yeah.
I used to so there was a point in time where I lived in China. And I needed a job, and so I was singing in a bar, and one of the songs on my docket was "Rock With You." I was so excited because it was in my register. So I was able to like, girl, close your eyes, let the music into you. Like it's really hard. So when I was in 6th grade, I was, you do your Christmas list, and Mom said you're allowed to ask for 2 CDs. And I really wanted, which this album doesn't get talked about enough. I forgot how much I loved it until I ran it back maybe a few months ago on a sunny day just driving and listening to it on my car stereo. I asked for Songs in A Minor by Alicia Keys.
Is that the song that doesn't get enough praise?
That's the album that doesn't get enough praise.
Album, yeah.
Yeah, and I asked for Aaliyah's latest album because it was the album that was released. It was released shortly before she died. But my mom was like, I can't get you that because that's too grown. So she gives me Best of Michael Jackson.
Okay. Compromise.
I looked at it and I was like,
All right.
But Michael Jackson in the headphones
Banger.
Listen.
Banger.
I was getting my life in them little headphones. The kind that come like behind you and shit.
Yep.
I was getting my life. And so then I could hear all the song, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. It sounds greater on like a sound system, but in the headphones, it's other world. You're traveling. And so, yeah, I would say that like Thriller is that's my go-to favorite just because that was my introduction to him.
Yeah.
It was my introduction. It was a man singing about fucking haunted houses. And it sent a ripple effect through the decades. Everybody's trying to come out, even still, with their own Thriller. How you come out with a song that's not dirty, nasty, or anything, and you got grown-ass people in the club?
Get it. Just...
You know what I'm saying?
Just Google it.
Like, before the TikTok dances, everybody knows what this is. Everybody knows what
You raise up two hands in like little claws, put it to the other side, and everybody's like, Michael Jackson.
Right.
I got you.
You wear a red leather jacket with a blue shirt.
Yep.
Michael Jackson.
Yep.
You do the kick. I can't
Even
do
the one glove. The one sparkly glove. And it's like, that is Michael Jackson down.
And so I just give Thriller that credit because like that's how he captivated me.
Yeah.
But I think the song that made me stay was Dirty Diana.
Mm-hmm.
That was the song that made me stay.
A little departure from the sound.
A huge departure because it's like
just a little skip
into boom, boom, like someone that has that kind of versatility.
Yep.
Like that is who held my attention. That is the inclination of how far you could go if you took your music seriously.
And that says something. If you're a child and you can hold like my attention as a 13, 14-year-old, that's saying something.
Yeah,
as a kid, you have the attention span of nothing. Like, it's like, oh, shiny things all over the place. But if you can keep the kid's attention, that's something.
Yeah, I agree. And Michael had the attention of multi-generations.
Yes.
At once.
Yes. Rest in peace, Michael Jackson.
Rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace.
That was a sad day.
Yeah.
That was a really sad day.
Yeah.
So that's one of my influences. I would say that's one of the I talked about like before we started recording. Like if you had a music influence that just kind of that's not like you're ready to go like off the cuff.
Yeah.
That was the one that just kind of crept in there that kind of set the tone.
Well, you could call him the one that sort of solidified your love for it. Because I mean, if that was your introduction to multi-genres
and film, honestly,
because I mean, Thriller was an epic music.
It was a movie.
It was epic.
It was a movie, like a little like not just a music video. There's like at least like 15 minutes before you get to the
Oh, and he was so cute in that too.
Oh, he was.
Oh, that was before the too much face work and just, like, he looked so cute.
He was really.
He was very handsome in that. But
so, who's your number two?
On to my number two.
Yeah.
We're going to skip from 1996 to 1997.
Okay. Oh, that's like only 165 days.
Yeah.
Wait, is this the one where we have the same second?
Yes.
Do you want to say it on three?
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Erykah
Badu! Holy shit. Holy shit. Erykah motherfucking Badu. Especially because 1997 is the year that Baduism came out. And I was... I won't say this about my siblings very much, but I was lucky to have older siblings who had much more musical knowledge than I did. My oldest brother is 10 years older, my sister is like 6, my other brother's 2. And so they were all listening to different things. And I don't remember which one exactly turned me on to Baduism, but I remember hearing, I want a rim shot, A-D-D, a rim shot, A, come on. And just how chill and groovy that album was, and being like, who is this magical creature, and how can I become like her? Because, I mean, on Baduism, the song that I can listen to I can listen to the album over and over, but the song? What's your favorite Baduism song? I bet we have the same one.
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3. On and on. Yes! 2 for 2.
I actually, what I'm doing is looking up the track list to make sure. Oh, you know what?
What?
You know what's so funny?
What?
My favorite song on Baduism is actually...
Let me guess. Window Seat.
Window Seat is not on Baduism. No, it's not. Window Seat came out like at least 2 decades later.
Am I wrong?
Window Seat was college.
Oh, shit.
At least for me. It was 2010.
Me over here talking about, I know this album! And then getting it wrong.
It's Apple Tree.
Cause if you don't want to get down with me, you don't get to be from my apple tree.
Yep.
Yeah.
That shit jazzy as shit.
When I was only a youth. I mean that line right there. If you don't want to get down with me, you don't get to pick from my apple tree.
Like,
Mama, teach the kids.
So my introduction. So it's interesting. On and On obviously came out first, and I think I actually don't remember what song she was actually singing the first time I saw her, but I remember On and On being my favorite because it was so smooth and soothing.
That's the best way you can describe it.
And it just cut anything that was on the radio. When On and On came on, it was a different sound, it was a different production, it was just a different everything. And so what was I gonna say? I think when I think about the visuals, when I saw her, because I was at my babysitter's house, and it was like, you know, one of those older televisions, and I just remember catching a glimpse, because there was a lot of movement, and I just saw this woman, and mind you, like back in the day, like I used to love like the idea of being a Disney princess. Like I wanted to be a princess, I wanted to be a queen, and you know, the princesses were just like lily white, and I'm like, but what about like a black princess that has like all of the jewelry that I would see, and not like all the little, because like going to a black school, I also had like different books, like I had Mufambo's Daughters, like I had, you know, Amazing Grace, and then of course like a lot of our books just talked about like different civilizations in Africa. So I always kept in my mind like, oh, like I would want like really big jewelry and stuff like that. And so then I see her in this like
the turban,
the whole
bit.
I just remember her being in like orange and yellows. And so the reason why I said I don't remember what song it was, because now that I think about it, I think it was for the Didn't You Know era.
Didn't you know? Didn't you know?
The Didn't You Know, and I think is Bag Lady on that same album?
No, it's the next album.
No. Because Didn't You Know is on Mama's Gun. So I pulled up Mama's Gun track list to see if Bag Lady is on there. Okay. And so I think the first time I actually saw Erykah Badu was during the Mama's Gun run. But the first song I heard by her was On and On. Mm-hmm. And so I just always remember just like, I want to look like her. I just that was, you know, and it's so funny because I don't readily think that I dress like, you know, like a neo soul bitch. But back then I definitely wanted to be. Yep. I was eating all of that up. Yep. I was eating all of that. I was like, oh, and she's like talking about like, you know, inspirational things, but it wasn't necessarily gospel. Yeah. It was like encouraging but inspirational. Like Bag Lady is like, I'm not old enough to like sing the song from experience, but I heard you, girl. Yeah. I heard you. You gon' miss your bus. I remember the first time I heard that line. You gon' miss your bus. You can't hurry up, 'cause you got too much stuff. Hey. When they see you coming, get it. Niggas take off running from you. It is true. Oh yes, they do. And so,
come on now.
I used to love that song. So I just think about how much that informed, because she started my love for poetry.
Musical poetry, absolutely.
Yeah. I think I also around that time saw poets. And so she made me interested, because I think I've seen her like recite poetry while there was music going. Does that make sense? Like
yes.
it was like it would just be like a poem, and then she would go into a song. I believe she was one of the first people I saw do that. So
it was art.
Yeah, man.
It was like we can call music art all day, but like there's a certain delineation between I don't know what she does, what people like Erykah Badu do, because you could even lump Lauryn Hill into that. Lauryn Hill was very artistic in the way that she presented her music, because it wasn't just, and here's this song, and you might know this next one. Like there was such a story and a dialogue to the music and how it was presented to the audience.
Yeah.
They don't make them like that no more.
So that's where I got my love for poetry. That's one of the ones. Like, I used to love, as a child, Maya Angelou. One, because some of her poems were easy to memorize, but also because I just loved what she was talking about, because she always talked about womanhood in such a haughty, elegant, and empowering way. And so for me, it was like, well, Maya Angelou, you know, she's an elder. And so Erykah Badu for me was kind of like the new age version of that. Now, if they got along in real life, I don't know. Maybe she hated that bitch. But to me, at the time, I was like, well, now we have this current day Maya Angelou. So,
and I mean, she was vegan. She's been vegan since the 90s. Like, way before veganism was even cool. And, like, there's so many clips of her just talking about existing in the world and what we need to exist that just, like, please be my mentor. Like, the 5 doctors. You need Dr. Sun, Dr. Sleep, Dr. Greens, Dr. Exercise, and Dr. Spirit. That's it. You don't need nothing else. Okay, teach me what I need, girl. I love it.
So who is your number 3?
So we're gonna go from 1997 to 2002.
Okay.
Specifically, September 2nd, 2002.
What happened for those who need to run and get their shot glasses on September 2nd, 2002?
Well, 2 gentlemen, one named Ryan Seacrest and one named Brian Dunkelman, who we haven't heard from since, said, and the winner of American Idol 2002 is Kelly Clarkson.
Woo!
And the audience erupted, and she cried, and her parents cried, and there was showers of sparks and a choir.
There was a choir.
There was a choir.
There was, because they sang with Justin too, yes? Who was Brian Dunkelman? Like, who is that?
He was the co-host for season 1. And
there was
they booted his ass for Ryan Seacrest because he was cuter.
I see.
Yeah. Dunkelman. What a name. But anyway, 2002, the birth of my Lord and Savior, Kelly Clarkson.
I'm sorry, I just got stuck in like how Ryan Seacrest's face, like they make it stay the same.
Oh, it has been the same since 2002.
Yeah, it's...
In the same way that, like, I saw Mario Lopez on something the other day and I was like,
it's a little different.
You look like Mario Lopez, but like puffier and a little more waxy. It's like, you're 50 something and I don't trust this. Anyway. But Kelly Clarkson, if we want to talk about influences in the music that we made.
Yeah.
She, in the same way that Michael Jackson was a bit of a genre hopper and could do anything, I think that she has shown throughout her career, throughout this talk show for the past 5, 6 seasons, that woman really can sing anything.
She can.
Anything. Like, there's this video of her hosting the Billboard Music Awards, and she does this medley in the beginning, and it goes from her singing a country song to her doing...
I would love to hear a Kelly country song.
Khaled, not DJ Khaled, but Khaled, the singer, doing something for him. Going into Maroon 5, going into a Cardi B song. Like, she sings, oh God, the name just... I want better. What song is that?
I Like It Like That.
Yes. Kelly Clarkson sings I Like It Like That, and it is good. But she was really the first one, because I was 13 whenever she won. She was the first one that I remember listening to and seeing the win and all this stuff and thinking, I could do this. Up until that point, I know. Up until that point, it was like weirdly unattainable or just wasn't a thought in my head. But seeing her win, because it was this girl plucked from obscurity, essentially, and
she was from obscurity,
baby, and just like thrown into superstardom because of this fantastic voice she had, gave me the spark that I needed to open my own mouth and start singing. I remember my parents got me American Idol Search for a Superstar Season 1 on VHS, and I would not stop playing it. It got to the point where my brother would come in my room and just be like, "Can you shut up and stop singing?" And it's like, no, I'm listening to this. And I mean, I also credit American Idol with a lot of my musical education, in a way.
I see that. Seasons 1 through 6.
Especially the single digit seasons, like the earlier ones. Because they would do Ashford and Simpson week, where Ashford and Simpson would actually come
and they came,
and be judges, and all the Ashford and Simpson songs. They did a Donna Summer week, where everybody covered Donna Summer, and Donna Summer came to judge. And it was the first time that I heard on the radio, on the radio.
Kelly sing that song?
No, this was season 3, so she was way gone by then.
Okay. That was the J-Hud season.
Yes.
Yeah, that was J-Hud and Fantasia season.
But it's like, I mean, if we're going to Kelly's season, that's the first time I heard I Surrender by Celine Dion. That's the first time that I heard Without You, Mariah Carey.
I think, so when I think about, I spend way too much time on the internet. I'm really working on that.
The actual internet, not the artist, right?
Right. Which, have you been listening to the internet?
I listened to that. I was so embarrassed after last week. I had to.
No, don't I'm just glad that I could be there for the first time you listened to it, y'all. I just want to take this moment to show you your face, because you were in your phone, and then that bass drop, the first special affair drop, boom, 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 boom. Your chest.
It's uncontrollable. I can't help it.
It was great.
But she actually, so when I first started doing music.
I want to finish my thought.
Oh, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I just think about I wish that we had, and mind you, I feel like we still have those shows, but they feel a lot more dystopian now.
Yes.
Back then, we still over and over as much as we could revere our music legends.
Yes.
And mind you, I know that we want to keep kind of current with the legends that are still alive, and that's fair and that's fine. But I want I would love to see more opportunities to mix that up, because people should know what Donna Summer live right now in this era would sound like, but also paying some homage to some, because we talk, as much as we love to talk about Renaissance, some of those songs are so Vanity 6.
That part.
And people don't know. I'm y'all don't know Apollonia? She's the reason. Well, Prince is the reason that Blow exists. You hear it in Pure Honey. I would just love to see
the influence
more
is there.
The influence is there. But go ahead and continue and talk.
So I was just whenever I got into music, the easiest way that I found was to find tracks that had already been produced and just be like, hey, I want to write to this, and so a lot of what I did in the beginning was electropop, because this was also 2010, 11.
Oh, this is when you started?
Yes, that's when I started making music.
Okay.
And this was also during the sort of explosion of Lady Gaga. So electro dance pop was cool again. And so I was just this is an easy route. She's sort of kicking down the doors. This is an easy route to follow. Boop, boop, boop. The road's already there.
There was a lot of synth pop, a lot of indie pop, a lot of dream pop.
But it wasn't until about 2014, 2015 where I formed my band that I was I want to go Kelly Clarkson rock. It's not going to be cookie cutter Kelly Clarkson, because that's her thing, and I have my own little twist on it. But you cannot beat a live band behind you.
You can't.
You cannot.
You can't.
It's just, there's something in the energy that it gives. And just, yeah, for 5 years I lived my little Kelly Clarkson fantasy and had a cute little rock band. We toured the country for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where was the farthest that you performed with your band?
Seattle.
Lit. I'm trying to be like you. I'm gonna be like
cute. One of my favorite stories, we performed at a festival in Charlotte Pride actually.
Okay.
And they had us on at like 1 p.m. on a Sunday. And the parade was at noon.
Okay.
And the parade's usually a couple of hours. Well, if you've been to the Atlanta one, it's a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And so, like, 12:45, we're getting ready on stage, and my drummer was like, I don't have my cymbals. And we said,
I love this.
The fuck?
I love this. I love
Now, luckily for us, the night before, we had played a show with a local band, and so I said, how fast can you get here with a pair of cymbals?
That's so funny.
And so it's like 12:58, and the techs are like, are you guys ready? You guys ready to play? And we're like, no, not ready. And you look behind the stage, and there's these guys running as fast as they can with cymbals under their arm, just like, we're coming!
Respect.
Like, basically, like, threw them
cymbals?
like frisbees.
What?
And, like, you know, got them onto the drum set real quick, and, like, literally the second that she finished tightening the cymbals, they said, go! Like, stunning. And one of the guys actually ended up being the bassist in my band. Shout out to Andre Robinson, one of the most amazing bassists I know. I love you, Andre. I miss you.
I really love, first of all, I have such respect for anybody that can run with a cymbal, because cymbals are so much, are so heavy.
Yeah.
They're so heavy. Like,
Right.
they look all like dainty and cute and gold and gong like, you pick it up. Not only can it slice you, but it's heavy.
And so we get started, and I think the first 2 songs we played to 75 people.
Okay.
Just the people that were hanging out.
75 isn't bad for the first 2 songs.
Towards the end of the second song, the parade rounded the corner
Oh, bitch.
and made a direct beeline for the stage. And so by the end of like the 4th song, we were playing for close to 10,000 people.
I love that.
It was one of the best experiences of my life. It was fucking insane to see the crowd multiply like that.
Oh, yay!
And
I thought you were saying that the parade was going to take all the people, but they brought the people.
That was the end of the parade. They just happened to they deaded it into the main stage and stuck around for the rest of our set.
I love that.
And so, babe, you want to talk about having a moment like this? Hey, Kelly Clarkson.
Period, Kelly.
Yeah, that. And so, yeah, I got to live my little best rock and roll life for a couple of years, thanks to Kelly Clarkson.
I love that. Thank you, Kelly.
Yeah,
Shout out to you.
If you ever hear this, I love you, and I have your face tattooed on my body twice.
I think you told her that.
I don't need a cease and
episodes in
desist,
a
I
row.
promise.
Are you drunk yet? But no, I love that story. I love that.
Yeah.
That's like a dream.
Oh.
I don't know that I've had a show that's been 75 people. If I did for like one of my older bands.
Uh-huh.
I used to play in a band called Clouds and Crayons. And it was, I did a lot of spoken word, which has a lot to do with my third artist.
Yep.
I did a lot of spoken word. I did a lot of singing, and the beats were. I would say this: whenever someone asks me what does Clouds and Crayons sound like, I would say like it sounded as if Daft Punk and Sade made a joint project.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
You're
love
for
that.
it.
I love that band down. I did.
You're for it.
And we were in Jackson, and so some people, like the people who got it, and some
Yeah.
people who like didn't were like, well, that's cute, or that's different, or we never got like hate. We just got like, oh.
Indifference? No.
It's not indifference. It was.
Because that's the opposite of love.
It is the opposite of love. But I loved that band because that was the moment that was the era that I got to live my 2002 fantasy of being Jill Scott.
Is that your third artist?
That is my third artist. Jill Scott is my third artist. And so I'll talk about the way that I was introduced to her. The first time I heard Jill Scott, I was actually in the back of my friend's mom's car. Because what we would do, like, our moms would take us shopping together. And so one time, like, I was in the back seat and I just, she had the Jill Scott album in. And I think I probably heard A Long Walk in passing, but it was on Kiss 104.1. Yeah. So I thought it was like maybe one of those songs that was a little older that would just come on from time to time. But no, it was refreshing to know that the song had just come out.
Yes.
It was just smooth enough to also play on Kiss 104.1.
Yeah.
So, and I'm listening and I loved A Long Walk. I thought it was cute. Getting in the Way was the second single, but I think I heard that much later. It was Liesl in E flat that stole my heart. Love that song. That was a song that woke me up out of my sleep, and I was like, "Who is this?" And Miss Gardner laughed, and she was like, "Aren't you like 12?" It's like, and
I don't know why I just pictured you sleeping like a vampire and then going, "Who is this?"
Well, that's
Who is
because,
this singing?
like, if you ever catch me and my dad asleep on the same couch, we both sleep like this. So you're not wrong. So she also, Is It the Way was also the song that made me fall in love with her. Because in 6th grade, I went to Camp Creek Middle School, and shout out to Mr. Smith, wherever you are. No, Mr. Smith? Oh, I lied. That's not his name at all. Mr. Smith was my elementary school principal. Shout out to you, Mr. Smith. You're still my neighbor. Keith Jones. So Keith Jones was our music teacher, who also sang on the music scene at night. Because he would like have flyers on his piano, and we'd be like, "Oh, we welcome Mr. Jones," and he'd be like, "Y'all are children."
Y'all are too young. No.
But he was so tough with the arrangements.
Yeah.
And so in 6th grade, we had to switch up some of the lyrics, but we got to sing the first verse of Is It the Way at our spring concert. And I was a loud and proud second alto.
Yeah.
So I used to hold down the, I forget what oohs we had to do, but we harmonized that song. So it was like, so when it got to the, is it the way? I think ours was, is it the way you love me, baby? Because some songs give you, it's one thing to know that you want to be a singer. Yeah. It's another thing to find the song that makes you go, oh, I can sing.
Yeah.
Oh, I can, like, oh, I have a beautiful voice. Oh, that was the song that let me know, like, oh, I'm that girl, low-key. Like, it would take me, obviously it took me like decades to get to that point again, but at the time I was like, oh, no, this is for me. I don't know, I wasn't confident in myself at the time to know that I wanted to be a singer, but I was always the one that would secretly hope that he would choose me to be a soloist. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So that was kind of like my first informant, and so if I already was like aware that I wanted to do poetry, Jill Scott sealed it for me.
Yeah.
And so, of course, I started writing more and reciting more. And the idea, of course, weaving it into music, fast forward to 2016, I'll take it a step back. My first short film is called Letters from a Transient. And Letters from a Transient is 4 songs. It's 4 spoken word poems. To like lo-fi hip hop beats. And because I was really quick to hit up an open mic and do poetry. Like, yeah. I went to Temple University in Philadelphia so that I could go to the open mic spots and be Jill Scott. But I was still getting over my stage fright. So I only went to like maybe 2 my whole entire college career. But I was still in the same city that birthed Jill Scott, Music Soul Child, The Roots, Frankie Beverly and Maze. Is Frankie Beverly and Maze from Philly? I think so.
Let's Google it.
Because they might. be from Cleveland. I know the Ohio players are from Cleveland. But
Frankie, Beverly, and Maze are from Philadelphia.
Period. See? So I knew I was in the city, I knew I was in the spot of a lot of my favorite artists, but I still wasn't there yet. So 2014 was kind of my first, I recorded some poems to some, and I put it on SoundCloud. One of which has it was called Message to Bad Boys, and it had thousands of plays on it. I should go look that up now and see where it's at. After that, after I could see what I did with that, I started Clouds and Crayons. I went to this guy who produced music. He was kind of a recluse, and I was like, "Hey, I want to make an album." I said, if you wanted to be a band, would you do it? He was like, well, we would have to practice pretty regularly. What day? Thursdays? Bet. I'll be here every week. Every Thursday I was in that bitch. And so, and nobody knew that. I remember everybody was shocked that we were stuck because everybody knew me as a filmmaker or an artist of some sort. People didn't really know what I was doing. And granted, I didn't either. But
a little bit of everything.
But Clouds and Crayons is, I think, 7 tracks on the album. There's 7 music videos for 7 tracks. And so that was my second short film. And I was able to I think 3 were spoken word poems, 4 were actual songs. And the fact that I was able to do this Jill Scott inspired style to some electronic beats was that's probably one of my favorite eras for sure. And so I really, I love to see Jill Scott, again, another artist that was able to, she's a great storyteller.
Yes.
She's a great storyteller, a very vivid storyteller, a real storyteller, a storyteller of encouraging young girls, and that storyteller about fucking versus making love. And making...
Because there is a difference.
There's a difference, but she still talks about both of them in still such a very sensual way.
Yeah.
And I really loved that about her. Because we weren't, and still aren't getting a lot of that. No. Or at least in mainstream music. I won't say that there are no artists doing that. And so for that, she'll always be goated. She was always, I'll say that she was one of my biggest songwriting influences.
Can I tell you a sad story about high school? This
Yes.
is 9th grade, so I would have been 13. Right around the time that my girl won, and I decided, I'm going to start singing. They decided, I did not come from a very well-funded school.
Okay.
And so we didn't have a chorus or any sort of singing program. And they decided, my 9th grade year, 2nd semester, we're going to try to put together a chorus.
Okay.
If you want to audition, talk to Miss Lee. And you had to sing, the guys had to sing the first verse in chorus of My Girl.
It's always My Girl.
Because it's easy.
Yeah,
right?
It is.
And so I go in there and I say, I've got sunshine. One line. She said, thank you. And I did not get in the chorus.
What?
I did not even get to the chorus of the song before she said, no, we're good.
Miss Lee.
And it was just okay, I'm gonna go home now.
My sad story is from 5th grade. Is when I did have a solo, and I wanted to mimic the girl, or we sang some song about Dream of Martin Luther King. Never heard the song afterwards. It was one of those songs that I'm sure came on the music teacher CD.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I was handpicked as one of the soloists, and the soloist does. Now you hear the angels sing about the dream of Martin Luther King. And so I hit that note, and I guess I made this face, this real good stank face.
Come on.
And all of the kids laughed at me.
And your spirit was broken.
It was. The kids
are so mean.
It haunts me. I'm still getting over it, but I was 10. So yeah. I was picture day too, so that's why I was like, I remember what my hair was and my shirt. I remember all of that. So, yeah. Fuck you guys. If you're listening to this and you don't remember laughing, just know that I do.
When it's cold outside. I didn't sing it like that. So, my next pick. We're going to fast forward to the year 2004.
Okay, fun.
Such a good year.
2004 was a good year.
So that year was the debut of the band that I'm the 7th member of, actually.
That's not the debut.
It was not the debut, but that's when...
No, that was year 5 for them.
Yes.
Yeah, they debuted in 19... Like, you can't skip Bills. You can't skip Bills.
Okay.
But this was the year they became your favorite.
That they did the album Destiny Fulfilled.
That is.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And that was the album with... Come on now. Where's it at? Where's the track listing?
Well, what was the song that captivated you? That you were like...
Oh, baby. Hit me! Can you keep up? Baby boy, make me lose my breath. And you know it, make me lose my breath. Get me high, make me lose my...
Somebody's gonna listen to that and be like, is this dubstep? What are they doing?
Dubstep's child.
Oh.
But I mean, the singles from that album, Lose My Breath, Soldier, Girl, which is such a...
You ain't gonna be hiding, don't you be afraid to say he hurt you. To find out that was a true story later.
Right.
Oh, man.
And then Cater to You, which, I mean...
Cater to You.
Feministically problematic in a way.
I mean, I always say cater to you.
Cause baby, this is your day.
When you are in a relationship and you find someone that you care for and cater to, the song applies. Yeah. The problem is when you're entitled to the catering and they say... When
it's expected.
When it's expected. And that's when it was like... Even Beyonce came out with Cater to You, but now she's talking about single ladies. Sit down.
Sit the fuck down.
sit. You don't know you in women's business. So.
You know who's allowed in women's business? Women. And gay men.
Okay.
At times.
And I think Destiny's Fulfilled. I think that was a great era.
Yes.
For you to be. Was that your introduction to Destiny's Child?
Oh, no. I've known them since Bugaboo, Bills.
Yeah.
I mean, since they were... Shout out to Latavia, Latoya, and Farrah. I hope your careers are great now.
You should actually check out their interviews with the Terrell Show if you haven't already. Latoya... Because Latoya around that same time, part of me wants to leave you alone. Part of me wants you to come home. Like the tape, like when she dropped her solo, I was like, exactly, bitch.
Exactly.
Like her voice is scrumptious.
Yes.
She has a beautiful voice, and now she's an actress. Mm-hmm. She's acting more than she's singing nowadays. Latavia's journey was a little bit. I think she had the rockiest.
I was going to say, one of them just decided to quit music altogether, right? Is that Latavia?
Well, I think so. I think what happened was like some deals fell through very early, and I think she just fell into really bad habits soon after that.
Gotcha.
So I think she just got on like a straight and narrow path.
Latavia.
Well, I've heard it Latavia, but it might be Latavia. Is that for me or you?
It's for you, my dear.
Yay. We're interrupting this program for some South beer.
Shout out to Scofflaw Brewing Company. Sponsor us. Put an ad in this podcast.
One day I gotta put you on Tip Top. Well, you're a bartender. You should be. Oh my God, you need to know what Tip Top is. We'll talk about that later because they should also sponsor us. What was I gonna say?
Destiny's Child.
So yeah, Latavia had like the best shade of red hair. Her and Kelly at the same time had red hair, but I think hers was streaks.
And then it was red with the black streaks and bobs. And
then Latavia was just straight up red, but it was a beautiful hue. Farrah, I don't know. Farrah is the one where I'm not sure. She'll pop up every now and then. I think people interview her just to be messy. And stop using that girl as a pawn.
She left that band 20 years ago.
Like, leave her alone.
Leave her alone.
Leave her alone.
Let her collect her royalties checks.
If she has any. I don't know if she was in long enough to do royalties.
What would you say your favorite Destiny's Child song is?
Ooh.
You can only pick one.
My favorite Destiny's Child song.
Boom. Ba-da-dum. Boom, boom.
Soldier.
Stunning.
Soldier. I love very close second. Independent Woman.
Interesting. From the Charlie's Angels soundtrack.
Absolutely. Because that's when they debuted as 3. That's when they debuted as 3. I remember loving all of their outfits. And that was back in, I was getting into my girl power groove. So that was like, when y'all talk about Beyonce convincing us to like be single, y'all might be right. Because Independent came out when I was 9 and I was like, you know what?
All the
girl, I
women.
didn't know you could get down like that. I can't Beyonce.
I always hoped that with the Charlie's Angels franchise, they would have done like 2 movies with the 3 of them. Drew Barrymore, Lucy Liu, and Cameron Diaz.
They deserve more.
And then rebooted it with the Destiny's Child girls. Could you imagine Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle as the Charlie's Angels?
Well, because Beyonce was in Austin Powers.
As Foxy Cleopatra.
Yes. Which, when I finally watched that later on, I was like...
What was the song from that? Not Check Up On It.
No, not Check Up On It. Blow Your Horn. Just because you asked me, I can't remember it.
I can hear it in my head.
Me too. The horns.
Hey. Oh, God damn it.
Because I feel like that was her first ever solo single, was it not?
I think so.
It was. It was her first ever solo single.
Baby, gotta work it out.
Work it out.
Brother, gotta work it out. Yup.
Yeah. Check On It was Pink Panther.
Yes.
Which, if you want to talk about a Beyonce song that deserves more love.
Stop it, check on me tonight.
If you remember the Pink Panther soundtrack, this song is not available on streaming. Do you think you could find you a woman like me? Do you know the song?
I'm listening to it.
I can't remember the name.
Find the shit.
Oh, you've never heard it?
If I heard the original, maybe, I don't know.
I mean, the shit was like 2004. And like I said, it's not on, I tried to put it on Apple Music.
Yeah.
But it's called Woman Like Me, and it's so...
Okay.
Like, that's... If Beyonce decides to whip that shit out at a concert, baby, I will faint. Because I love that song. I do it for the girls who know that song. But go ahead, continue your Destiny's Child story.
That's really it. I mean, Destiny's Child, kind of going back to how they influenced, I would say it would be the same way that the Spice Girls did in the bad bitchery of it all.
The different outfits.
As
Beyonce always had the abs.
Yep.
Kelly always had the tight mini skirt, the legs. And then Michelle always had pants.
The church.
Well, no, because what I loved about her outfits, because I had very conservative parents, but I was also really shy about how thin I was.
Yes.
So Michelle was like, "You can be cute and still wear pants," and I was like, "Oh my God, I can!"
You can.
Thank you, Michelle.
I was blown away when they popped up for the Super Bowl and Michelle had on that little skirt.
Oh yes,
so you are showing the gams. But it was, it's 2004. I was slowly coming into and realizing myself and realizing that
Were you learning your walk from Lose My Breath?
Yes. Yes. when Destiny's Child A versus Destiny's Child B in the video part the C's so that Destiny's Child C can walk through. I learned that's how I learned how to walk. Is that motherfucker? People credit Naomi Campbell and Tyra Banks.
Nah, Beyonce taught me how to walk. I'm not even gonna
from
hold you.
Destiny's Child how to walk like a badass bitch.
I learned from her Crazy in Love video. Cause that's when she was like, got me looking, got your love, got the best of me. And
baby, you make
that's what I do my walk.
Me. Got me sprung and I don't care who sees. Baby, you got me. And so it's like I also started to realize like my homosexual tendencies. I'm like really leaning into the bad bitches of it helped me. It gave me sort of a cushion in a way to be comfortable with being a bit more feminine, to not being a stereotypical male. You know, because I mean. I was probably 120 pounds in high school. Like 6 foot, 120 pounds. Like I was tiny. Aww. And so it was fairly obvious that I was...
I would love to see Slender Man Dylan.
Oh, baby. I had a little sugar in my tank, as the church ladies like to say. And so having just badass bitches, Destiny's Child, Kelly Clarkson, the Spice Girls, people like that to look up to. I was cool. I was fine. I was fine with myself long before other people were fine with it. If that makes any sense. Like I knew that I was gay when I was probably 14, and it took me until about 19 to accept it. But at the same time, it was just like, well, this is me. Greatest show. Yeah.
So my number 4, which I want to preface, not that it matters, but I have 6, and I just want y'all to know that my number 6 I'm going to save for our music news. So I just wanted to make that note before I get back to my number 4. So for me. This actually, we're going to go to the year 2006. And so by this time, there were people, because we talk about like who influenced our style, who influenced our identity versus who influenced our music.
Yes.
Now, if you want to talk about who influenced my style, Bad Gal Riri. And I'm going to say that because when she put Pon de Replay, I didn't care if she was going to be a one-hit wonder or not. I knew I was always going to remember that girl because she was this tall, brown-skinned woman. She had the long brown hair. Beautiful. And I had long hair at the time. Beautiful. And I didn't know exactly how, like, the way that she dressed in Pon de Replay was like, I'd wear that. I like this girl.
Yes.
I like her.
Yes.
I like her. I want to see what else she's going to do, but I like her.
Pon de Replay.
Like, there were a lot about our body. And then, like, I was always like, you know, America's Next Top Model came out. And so
I always wanted to be on.
I was not a reality show. So it inspired me to want to be a model. I didn't necessarily want to be on a reality TV show.
That's fair.
So I was like, oh, but I'm, you know, being a black girl, I was like, I don't know if I could ever do something as edgy as a mohawk or, you know, like, you know, whatever hairstyle. And then she dropped Umbrella. And she had the jet black asymmetrical bob. And I was like, oh, heart stopped. I was like, when I move out of this place, I'm going to do everything with my hair.
Fun fact, Umbrella was originally written for Britney Spears.
Yes, I
and
remember
she
that.
said, no thank you. It's not a hit.
Well, Britney. I was going to say, well, she's not even in music anymore, but neither is Rihanna. But around that same time, so I bring it up because like we used to crowd the computer to take turns to use MySpace, but also to take turns to use Yahoo Music. Because if you remember, Yahoo Music used to show music videos.
Yes.
It is the first time I heard Taylor Swift was on Yahoo Music.
God, what song?
Teardrops on my guitar.
For the teardrops on my guitar.
I never liked that weave. It doesn't matter.
That old crunchy ramen noodle hair.
The Kanekalon. I see you. I know who you are. So
a country singer from Connecticut. Get the fuck out of here.
Pennsylvania. I only know that because I had roommates from that same part of town. And they had
would
friends.
all just be like, oh my god, we know Taylor Swift.
No, one of them went to high school with her and hated her. They were like, she's not even country.
Well.
It's like, I remember the way that she like acts now is the behavior that they clocked when they were in high school. And so I just think about that moment.
It's called selling your soul, baby.
But 2006 was a crazy year because you had Yahoo Music, you had MySpace, you had Guitar Hero.
Yes, you did.
And that's when I really started getting into rock music and feeling more confident. Like I saw that Jet Black Bob and was like, oh, I can do anything. I can do anybody. And outside of the Guitar Hero commercial, I found the actual full version of Maps by the Yeah Yeah Yeahs.
Ooh, yeah.
And so,
see what I did there?
Yeah. I did.
Stupid.
And I just remember I think I saw somebody play it on Guitar Hero first, but I remember no, it was in the commercial. It was because they were in the, I'll never forget, because they were in the middle of the mall and they're like, Maps way, they don't love you like I love you. And I just remember being like, what is this that they're singing? So then it finally came on, it auto-played after one of the songs I had been listening to. And then later on, what?
Go ahead. I'm looking up the track listing for Good Girl Gone Bad, which had Umbrella on it. Mm-hmm. Baby.
We'll get into it.
Baby.
So later on, I don't think I listened to Yeah Yeah Yeahs until really I graduated high school and started diving into them a little bit more. But Fever to Tell is still my go-to, when I just need to get some steam off, when I need to yell, when I need to throw things, or when I need to, because that's my bad bitch rock album.
Okay.
That is my I'm shaking my hair.
That's the
headbanging. The I'm sexy but I'm punk. Karen O.
Ooh. Yes.
Yeah, she really informed, for me, a woman that can sing a song like Maps and be soft and be, have that kind of control of your voice to emote, right? In a rock song and still have something have you ever listened to Yeah Yeah Yeahs?
Yeah. You're the one that turned me on to them.
Okay, so my favorite song on their first album is Cold Light.
Okay.
And it's cold light, boom, boom, hot night, boom, be my heater, be my lover, boom, 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 and we can do it to each other. And it's just and then it's doom, 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 go, 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 boom, doom, 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 doom. And it's just headbanging, and it's just that one line.
Yeah. And
so I look at it as a songwriter, sometimes I forget, I don't need all these words.
No.
I don't need all these words. Sometimes it's great to be to have a soliloquy, to have the beginning, middle, and end. Mm-hmm. But Yeah showed me it's sometimes just let the fucking guitars do the work.
Yeah.
Just let them do the work. And so I would listen, I'd just be on college campus just going they'd be like, what are you listening to? It's just don't worry about it.
Don't mind your business.
Yeah. Ooh. I just had another influence just enter my brain around that same time.
Go ahead.
They weren't initially on my list, but around that time, I would always listen to NERD.
Ooh, yeah.
NERD was another genre bender for me because Pharrell was all producing for all of these rappers, obviously.
Yeah.
But for him to turn around and have She Wants to Move.
Yeah.
She wants to move, but you are hogging her. You're guarding her. She wants to move. She wants to move, but you're hogging her. But you're guarding her. Beat it, look up, down. They're another one who's their albums don't miss for me.
Yeah.
There's only one album where I'm kind of and it's probably their latest one.
Yeah.
But even still, I can go back and I can go into an album and look for one that's more hip hop centered, one that's more rock centered, one that still makes me feel like a bad bitch, one that makes me feel like thrashing. And so I was always listening to Yeah Yeah Yeahs and NERD in tandem. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to give that shot real quick.
Well, I mean, back to Rihanna real quick. This Good Girl Gone Bad album.
Yeah.
Do you know the song Breaking Dishes?
Up in here all night. I'm not stopping till I see police and lights. I'm a fighter man.
I'm a fighter man.
I would listen to that song and be like,
fighter man.
I don't feel this.
You want to talk about being a bad bitch?
I was like, oh, this is audacious. I was like, this is audacious. They wouldn't know what to do if she performed Breaking Dishes.
I'm breaking dishes up in here all night.
I'm not stopping till I see police and
lights. Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
That was a good album.
I mean, Shut Up and Drive, Hate the Way That... And I hate the way I love you, girl.
That's with Neo.
With Neo, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Don't Stop the Music. That was on that album.
The way I'm still upset that I haven't been to a club behind the convenience store wall. And I know I could go to Tokyo Valentino, but
Not that place. That's a different kind of club.
That's a different kind.
You might blush a little bit.
I might hide. I don't know. I heard.
I will say that middle floor is cute as fuck.
The middle floor?
Yeah. I've heard.
Okay. You heard they're trying to close it down?
Because people keep having sex in the parking lot? Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's also $30-something to get in.
Oh,
it's expensive as fuck.
I see. Okay. I see.
For some glory holes? No, thank you.
I'm listening to the Rihanna. I'm listening to
We're just going to jump to my next influence.
Oh, go ahead.
So,
who's your fifth one?
Good Girl Gone Bad came out 2007. 2007.
Oh, is Rihanna your number 5?
No, but that's the same year that my next influence came out, and that would be Miss Sarah Bareilles. Her album Little Voice. She had a couple of EPs prior to, like before she got signed to a big label.
Sure.
But Little Voice was the big album that kind of put her into the
stratosphere.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was, I'm not gonna write you a love song, cause you asked for it, cause you need one. You see, I'm not gonna write you a love song. And her influence on my whole music was the way that she wrote. Like, especially, like, love song, maybe not the greatest example, because her label came to her and said, you need a love song on your album. Uh-oh.
Pause. Oh my goodness.
Come through, Edges.
Okay.
But Sarah's album, her label came to her and said, you need a love song on your album for that to be your first single.
Yeah.
And so she came to them with, I'm not going to write you a love song just because you asked for it.
So what's interesting is, what was the reaction to that? Were they just like, okay?
Yeah. I mean, because it's such a well-crafted song.
Yeah.
That I guess they took the middle finger and were just like, we'll run with this. But the way that she writes, it's so... You want to talk about poetry. It's poetry. Holy shit. The way that she can craft a picture with just words, and like listening to it, you just visualize things. And so I've always described her lyric style as like flouncy and really fluffy, but I also really like that. I like taking something that could be straightforward and making it a little. You have to process it a little bit more for it to just be like, oh, this is a simple concept.
But I think I found that a lot with piano rock in general.
Yes.
It was very flowery.
Yeah.
But like, was it you that I was talking to, or was it? I think it was my friend Kat. Was like, yeah, I've just been returning and listening to a lot of Kate Bush albums, and I'm like,
oof.
Kate Bush. Oh, you don't like Kate
I'm sorry.
Bush?
That was a guttural reaction.
Oh, we don't like Kate Bush? Why don't we like Kate Bush? Is it because she'll stop in a song and she'll just be cussing you out on the record? But I love that about her.
It's not my thing.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I love her.
But no, one of my favorite songs that I ever wrote, it's called Painted Ocean Flames. You can check it out on SoundCloud if you're interested. It was on the Dylan, Michael, and the Family album.
Okay.
But the first line is, drinking ghosts from paper cups, your body sent an invitation. And it's like, that's literally just like, we're at a bar drinking and you saw me across the way and like, hey, like drinking ghost spirits from paper cups, your body sent an invitation. It's like, they just, I don't know, taking it and making it a little more flowery was always fun. And I've seen Sarah 3 times in concert, and she never fails to impress. The vocals, that vocal card never declines, as the kids like to say.
Sure.
It's more a face card, but you know. But just her artistry and the way that she.
No, the
takes
kids
things.
like to say is her mic is on.
Okay. The mic was on.
The mic is on.
But I mean, her artistry is insanely good. Like, the tattoo that I have on my forearm, the only way up is believing and never looking down. Even just that's such a simple phrase, but has some floweriness to it. And just, the only way up is believing and never looking down. I actually uploaded the picture of this tattoo to Instagram and Sarah Bareilles commented on it. I know! We're friends.
One time, Missy Elliott retweeted me and my soul left my body.
Oh my god.
Which, you have to tell your Missy story before we...
Yes,
after my number
you
5.
do your music news at the end, I'll tell my Missy Elliott story.
Okay.
So that's my number 4. Sarah Bareilles.
That's your number 5. We're at 5.
Oh shit, are we?
Yeah.
Did I miss one?
You said Spice Girls.
Oh,
Kelly
Spice Girls,
Clarkson.
Badu, Kelly, Destiny, Sarah. Yeah, so that's my number 5.
So my number 5 is actually a delete. You let them know that you old for real. Like, you like, I'm old and I embrace it.
You can't tell it it's 35. Only when I drop it low, because I don't get back up.
Have you been watching the Drea Kelly videos?
Mm-mm.
I'll show you after. Drea Kelly, so she's a choreographer.
Okay.
She used to be married to R. Kelly.
Oof.
Duh.
Okay.
But that's not her claim to fame. Is like, no, she's in her 50s, but she's a crazy dancer.
Okay.
And so some people are off put. They're like, because she looks older, but she's very flexible and muscular. And they're like, that lady scares me. And I'm like, bitch, I'm trying to beat her.
I'm trying to beat her.
Move.
Shut up.
Get out the comments.
More for me.
Okay, I'll show you that. But so this last one is kind of another genre bending group because there's some hip hop, there is some mariachi, there's some rock, obviously, and they are the people that inspired comedy in my songs. One of my songs, my first song that I came out with the Black Pearl. So I'll give you some history on the Black Pearl, right? So I started the Black Pearl in 2021. I finally, after years of saying that I want to, I finally pick up a bass in 2020. And so while I was doing the things and being in the therapy, my therapist was like, I was talking about like not being comfortable expressing my anger. Or not knowing how to, or just, because especially at that time, because we weren't going outside.
Yeah.
It was lockdown. So I needed something to play. She was like, well, you got this instrument. Have you tried writing songs? And so the first song I ever wrote with the bass is Top Notch Goddess. I was learning the instrument. I fell in love with the E string. And, it's doom, 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 doom. Doom 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 doom. Well, the drum is so the drum is like they're coming in, and so I doom 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 the cymbals and like he's crashing. So it's the lyrics go, just got down from the camel's back. You couldn't find my clip with a series of maps. Yes.
Goodness.
And so, because I was upset. And
I don't know if I'm old enough for this conversation.
I was upset. And I just was like, I just want to allow myself to be funny. And like the chorus, there is no chorus. There's just a chant at the end that just goes, you know, I don't fuck with you. You know, and we all shout that to Kingdom Come at the end of the song. And that's one of the things that I love about being a rock musician is that I get the flexibility to either be poetic and be, you know, deep and be, you know, as flowery as I want, as dark as I want, as deep as I want. Or I could just be like, fuck you. Well, with a really cool guitar riff, it's going to sound great because what more do I need to say?
Yeah.
Right?
You can be flowery or straightforward with rock.
You really can. Sometimes
you gave the example of one of your songs, I don't want to know your name, I just like your art. Or no, I don't want to suck your dick.
Yeah,
I just like your art.
You know? And so the artist I say that had influenced that the most is Cake.
Interesting choice.
Stunning. Love them. So the way I found Cake, so I finally get a radio in my room. So I can listen to whatever I want.
Freedom!
And so after I would play Destiny's Fulfilled backwards and forward for the 5th time that day, and I'm like, all right, I gotta listen to something else, you know. Or, you know, V103 would play the same, you know, they would play Yeah by Usher like 20,000 times. Q100, same thing, but they would play like a god-awful radio friendly version. And so I would be like, well, what are they doing on 99X?
Little John got the booty make your booty go.
So, what are they doing on 99X? So I turn the dial.
Yep.
And then I just hear, how do you afford your rock and roll lifestyle? How do you afford your rock and roll lifestyle? How do you? And so I thought the song was hilarious.
Yeah.
Because it was first of all, I'm thinking about like how, you know, a lot of rappers are clowning each other about wearing fake shit. And so it was my first time hearing a rock song being like, well, how do you afford this leather jacket? You're going broke over there trying to keep up with your favorite band. Simp. Like I loved it. And then my second introduction to them was The Distance. Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with The Distance?
I can go the distance.
No, that is not Cake.
That's Hercules.
That's Hercules. The Distance is like,
oh, he's going the distance.
No.
He's going for speed. She's all alone in a time of need.
Like I love that song.
What's the chorus to that? Cause he's a jukebox hero. Is that the same song?
No.
Totally different.
Totally different band. They might do a cover of that though, because they were the type. They had a cover of I Will Survive.
Box Hero.
They also had Never There.
Foreigner.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Can go the distance.
I was like Jukebox Hero. That sounds like, how old was that song around that time?
The Distance by Cake.
Yeah, we were singing the chorus.
Okay, yeah.
We were singing the chorus.
Because he's racing and pacing and plotting the course. He's fighting and biting and riding on his horse. Yes.
He's going the distance.
Hey.
Oh, oh yeah.
Jukebox Hero came out 1981.
I was gonna, yeah. Like when you sang that, I was like, whoa, completely different era. We were not thought of. We were not the twinkle in the eye.
Not even.
Yeah, and so like songs like The Distance, songs like Never There.
Mm-hmm.
I need your arm around me. I need to hear your touch. Boom, dong, 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 dong. And so, I need you to understand me, but when it's like, when I need you, baby, you're never there on the phone, long distance. And they were like, that song just like had like they played with the dial tone like as a beat. Like I just thought it was they're just so creative to me. And so they're another band that, like, they're never going to come on the East Coast, I don't think. If they do, I'm not aware. I think they just do, like, shows in Northern California, and they're like, that's it.
People will come to us.
You know. And respect. I get it. But they really informed the way that I interact with, like, being silly. Because they showed me it's like, you can make a great song and be as goofy as you want to be on it. So, those are my influences in making music. Yeah, those are mine.
Those are your 5.
Those are my 5.
I love that. A little more insight into our musical qualifications. Because I mean, if you've listened to any of these episodes, you know that
our tastes are
we
crazy.
run the fucking gamut.
Yeah.
Like we go all over the world with our eccentricities.
Listening to anything at any time, and I'm sure that there's so many songs by artists that informed me of making a band that I don't realize or give enough credit to because I just didn't do the deep dive into their artistry.
Yeah.
I was listening to Slither by Velvet Underground. That's one of those songs that I put in repeat. If I hear it once, I gotta hear it 5 times.
Yeah.
Another one. What's a one hit that's like you don't listen to the rest of their music, but you listen to that one song, and you can listen to that one song all day? Do you have those?
Oh, absolutely. The first thing that came to mind was actually, they're not really a one hit, they're more of a 2-hit wonder.
Okay.
Ace of Base.
I remember that name.
So they had, all that she wants is another baby. She's gone tomorrow, boy. All that she wants is another baby.
What year was that? That sounds very 2000.
90s.
Oh,
easily.
90s. Okay.
And then the other one was, I saw the sign. And it opened up my eyes, I saw the signs. Life is demanding without understanding. Ace of Base. Guess where they're from? Sweden.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I Saw the Sign sounds very much like a Swedish pop song, specifically.
I saw the sign.
Yeah.
And it opened up my eyes, I saw the sign.
I just think of Pitch Perfect every time I hear that song. Because, for obvious reasons. If you've ever watched Pitch Perfect.
Their first album was in 1992.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I Saw the Signs has been around since we've been alive.
Oh, and then Beautiful Life? Oh!
It's a beautiful life.
Oh. And then the other one, Don't Turn Around. Don't Turn Around, Just See My Heart Breaking.
I haven't heard that one.
Girl. Those are the 4. And then Cruel Summer. Jesus, they just keep going.
I was like, okay, they had some hits.
They had some hits.
They had some hits.
All right. But no, all that she wants is that girl.
So, do we want to jump into music news?
Yeah, let's do a quick little music rundown. You give a couple of things.
So,
because it's also my subject.
I got you. So, I just want to take time to remember, as we are both Georgia children, I want to send the condolences and sing the praises of Rico Wade. Rico Wade is the producer from Organized Noise. And he is the reason why I have this painting on my wall. Like, you want to talk about artists that I wasn't allowed to discover until I was in the back of the car of my cousins? They're the reason Outkast exists. Rico Wade was actually the person I learned over the weekend that championed for Outkast.
Yes.
And produced their first hit, Southern Playlistic. Cadillac funky music. He produced that, and I learned that he is the producer behind In Vogue's What's It Gonna Be?
'Cause I can't pretend, no. What's it gonna be? More than friends.
So he produced
that. Hold me tight and don't let go. Don't let go. Got a right to lose control. Don't let go. So you can't just sing two lines of the song. You got to sing the whole chorus.
So he produced that because he was hired by Set It Off, because he produced that song for the Set It Off movie.
Oh.
Yeah. He produced that for the Set It Off movie.
God.
So not only do we have one of the biggest like girl group hits in fucking history.
Yes.
But he is the reason why the South has a hip hop scene.
Stunning.
Like, there's so many, like, Future wouldn't exist without Rico Wade. Organized Noise, obviously. Like, there is a documentary that I invite you to check out. I think it's 4 parts that talks about Organized Noise. And of course, every hip hop documentary series that talks about Atlanta's hip hop scene mentions Organized Noise. Yeah, like, we owe a lot of the music that we shook our asses to Rico Wade.
Yep.
Even the song like the Baby Baby, Work It On Me, Baby Baby. That's such an Atlanta song. Like, yeah. So the I know that he was also, I want to do some more reading on him because they talk a lot about him being an advocate and making sure that artists weren't screwed over.
Yes.
And so every now and then you have that, like, especially in light of all the recent news, it's just so, I'm just grateful that we can have a certified legend that has always just been on, like, the right side of, you know, fuckery.
Yes.
It's like, hey, you know. Now, if there's some underground shit I don't know about, but I haven't heard anybody be like, well, actually, like, no one has come out about this man. Everybody was just shocked because no one knew that he had bad health. I don't even know that they talked about his, I don't know if they even talked about his health or like the way that he died. But yeah.
So he passed away this past week?
He passed away on Saturday.
Okay.
He passed away on Saturday. Sleepy Brown exists because of him. CeeLo Green exists, you know. So I just wanted to take that time because I think, you know, both of us can say, like, even though we were into the girls, I mean,
that doesn't mean we weren't into the boys.
Hello? What's your favorite Outkast song, by the way? Or do you have...
I like the way you move.
That's your favorite Outkast song?
I mean, that's the one that I choreographed the dance team.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, my first Outkast exposure was Miss Jackson.
Okay.
That song stands out in my memory.
Okay. Mine is Bombs Over Baghdad.
Holy fucking shit. I forgot about that song until just now. When I was a child, Napster, LimeWire, that whole era, I downloaded that song and learned the lyrics because I loved the flow so much. What is it? International underground thunder pounds and I start to grow. Like give me your elephants and silverback and orangutan. You can't stop the train. Who wants some don't come unprepared. I'll be there for when I leave there. Better be a household name. Well, the military it ain't gonna rain. Now we're sitting in the drop top soaking wet. In a silk suit, try not to sweat. Hit some assault without the net. This video anyway won't forget. One nah. You know the anything goes. Which one to be long as you know independence. Baby, I learned that whole motherfucking song. You just gave me my life. Holy.
That was actually the first time I ever heard of Outkast.
I needed to take.
My cousin was like, "You ain't never heard of Bombs Over Baghdad?" I was like, I was in the car, terrified. I was like, I didn't know what was going on. She's like, "Come on, Aston, let's just." I was like, okay. And so, and it's just like, okay, now do this. Bobby head, rag top, Bobby head, rag top, Bobby head, rag top, Bobby head, rag top, Bobby head. And so I just like. And I went into school the next week so confident because I'm like, yeah, I found rappers that I actually do.
It's Millie rocking through all of it.
So thank you. So we have Bombs Over Baghdad. We have Rico Wade to thank for Bombs Over Baghdad.
Moment of silence for Rico Wade. Rest in power, my friend.
Rest in power for sure. All right. Do you?
Yeah. Other quick little music news.
I have to listen to the songs, the entries, but the state of rap beef is in astronomical levels. Perhaps we can thank Cat Williams for opening a portal. Maybe
on that Club Shay Shay interview.
Yes.
Baby.
All 3 hours. You know
what? How about we take the week, listen to everything, and then next week we can discuss the whole rap beef.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, let's do that. But I also want to shout out to Megan Thee Stallion for, you know, shouting out Megan's Law, the BBL allegations, I got tired of who changing his accents and his cultures and his backgrounds. Also, the Barrettes also look stupid, and then making everyone else feel comfortable for saying that he looks stupid too.
Yeah.
That's not nice. If he sees this, I don't know.
He won't see this. That's fine.
What about you? Any important news?
So, real quick music news. The earth shook in this last week when a tour announcement was made. Missy fucking Elliott is going on her, and this is mind blowing, her first headlining tour.
That's
Mama
insane.
has been around for how long, and this is her first? Like, I understand that she's probably done pop-ups.
I Can't Stand the Rain was probably, 93? Like,
easily.
Yeah, like it's been out for a long time.
And so she announced her first headlining tour with Sierra, with Busta Rhymes,
and
Timbaland. I looked up tickets. They are not cheap.
I'm sure.
It might just bite the bullet. But I did get to see her. Last year, I went to the Strength of a Woman tour, Mary J. Blige's annual female summit. I think that's the best way to describe it.
Yes, she does. Okay, because that's in June, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
And so this past year, she did a big thing at State Farm Arena. She invited Jodeci, she invited T.I., and the bill was so fucking stacked. And she just, God love her, she kept coming out and doing a song and a half and then being like, and now for a special guest. Auntie Mary was tired. She wanted to go sit. And so she brought out Sierra. Sierra came out, 1-2 step, goodies, the whole bit. And she did that over and over. It was Busta and T.I. and at the very end, Mary says, all right, we've got one more special guest to round this whole night out. Y'all really got to get on your motherfucking feet for this. Please welcome to the stage, Missy fucking Elliott. I think I pooped my pants. I think I came in my pants and I cried all at the same time because she's one of those people who doesn't tour. And because I understand that she also deals with her health. And it's I never in my life thought that I would see her. And so whenever they announced it, I was like, holy shit! I feel like there was a collective just scream out of everybody in the stadium for the same reason. And so, of course, Missy Elliott comes out and does Lose Control.
And that's exactly what y'all did.
Lose Control. And that has Sierra in it. Who else was there? Sierra to do her little part. And she had Busta come out and do the Fat Man Scoop part. Hit the floor! Hit the floor! Hit the floor!
I need to experience this live!
It was easily one of the best moments of my life because it's I choreographed a dance to Music Make You Lose Control for 40 white kids in high school. Very Caucasian. Music Make You Lose Control. Yeah. Very Caucasian. But Missy, Mama, come to Atlanta as soon as you can.
I'm so excited.
Can you imagine how litty titty that stadium is going to be?
Listen, I'm just saying for all of the girls who are like, I don't know why Beyonce made us buy all this silver. I'm not wearing silver again. Here's your chance! Missy Elliott is hitting the stage. You need all of the metallic.
All of it. Because the whole thing is it's a spaceship.
Yeah.
It's there are aliens coming to Earth.
Come on, alien superstar.
Recycle that Renaissance outfit, you
alien
bitch.
Superstar. Come on.
Come on. But yeah, that's my only music news. That's the only thing that really popped out this week is that Missy fucking Elliott.
I'm so excited for her. I just want to say, first of all, shout out to all the girls that are announcing tours this year.
Yeah.
I don't know where you think all this money is going to come from, but I am glad that y'all are touring musicians and that you give a shit about the experience of music.
Yo, not even kidding. I literally have a credit card that I don't use in the off chance that there's a tour that pops up that I can't miss.
I need need to do that.
And
That's
so
actually a really good.
It's like
Okay.
It's like, oh, Missy Elliott's gonna be here for one night, and the tickets are $129 for the nosebleeds. Sold.
You know what?
Sold.
I'm gonna apply for a credit card. I probably
Apply for a credit card. Just keep that shit off to the side. Don't use it until you need to.
heard. I love that. I
Yep.
love that.
That's my little emergency.
Cause like Megan and Glow, they already sold out Atlanta.
Yeah.
Well, they sold out Atlanta one show, and then the other is 90%. I know Janet is touring again.
Yeah.
Janae Aiko just was like, "Girl, where?"
3, 2, 1, let's go. Also, favorite Sierra song? While
It's
we're
always
going-
goodies. It's
Really?
always goodies. It's always goodies.
Controversial. Thinking about you. I've been thinking about you.
What season?
It's more recent. It's within the last 10 years.
I have not. I have not listened to her new music. I'm sorry. Well, close second.
Oh, you
is,
like it? You know why? Because it reminds me of Michael Jackson.
Oh, that sounds like a Michael. It's the way you sang it. It sounded like Michael Jackson.
You would like it.
I was gonna say close second is Get Up. Ooh, I'm feeling you.
Oh God.
I'm trying to keep it cool.
And then you got Work.
I did like
Work. That has Missy Elliott on there too. Bitch, this tour is gonna be sick as fuck.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be sick as
It's
fuck.
gonna be fun, and you gotta
Holy
wear
shit.
some comfortable shoes because you gonna dance. And it's
Right.
Timberland.
So all you alias superstars that decided to wear heels to Beyonce to be cute, not this one.
Not this one.
Not this one.
Not
Bring
this
the
one.
flats. No one's going to judge you, because we're all gonna be dancing like fools.
If anything, just wear some platform sneakers because then you really fit in. You feel me? Like
Come catch me in the nosebleeds. I will see a tiny little dot and say, I think that's Missy Elliott.
Can I just talk about a really, really random Atlanta fact
Go ahead.
in my head? And this is and I bring it up because we're talking about Sierra, and we were talking about how Rico Wade is a very prominent producer,
Mhm.
and I think this person kind of looks like Timbaland. So I'm gonna take it back.
Go ahead.
If there is a band that you
Take it
should
back.
listen to, there is a band. There's an unsung episode on them called the Barkays.
Okay.
So the Barkays, they were out in the 70s. They were really big. One of their biggest hits is called The Holy Ghost. And so it's real sexy, real funk. It's like, your love has got the Holy Ghost.
Hey.
And like the horn section goes crazy. I would have loved to have seen them, like if they continued to do tours, I would have loved to see them because they are sexy. Like that song is so sexy. We could turn it on after this because it's another one of those songs that's like I turn it on and I gotta listen to it again.
Yeah.
It's like 6 minutes of like body roll and shaking ass and doing whatever they were doing. Like imagine yourself with like hot pants with fringe on it. Like
I have those in my closet.
I'm saying, so this is the song for that,
Ready
right?
to go.
So they were touring somewhere or they were flying somewhere and a plane crashed. And there was only one surviving member of the band. So that's how their music career ended because there was only one surviving member of the band. But that man continued to do music.
Yeah.
And he had a son, Jazzy Faye.
Stunning. Come through, Jazzy Faye.
So sometimes I think about, like, I just felt like sharing that story because it's like my favorite random Atlanta music fact. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at them. They're
Yeah.
looking at their page.
Mm-hmm.
They began as a soul studio recording session group, and they were chosen in 1967 by Otis Redding to play as his backup band.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Stunning.
Yep. They were. And so I just think, as very like dark and light, there's so many ups and downs in that story. I just want to wrap this with you are here for a reason, friend. Mm-hmm. And if you do music, you can pick it up whenever you want, and just always remember who influenced you. Because of Jazzy Faye, we have goodies.
Why is Atlanta the best city for music? People don't talk about it. People don't say it enough.
We don't say it enough. Oh, we do. Like people from Atlanta. We're gonna let you forget it. We're not gonna let you forget it. Like
I mean, how could this?
The South got something to say. That's why.
One of the best rap duos of all time.
Right. Arguably the best. And so, thank you, Rico Wade. You are the other reason we have Jazzy Faye and Goodies.
And thank you, Jazzy Faye. And Sierra.
And Outkast.
And
Destiny's Child.
Blue. I thought we were going to Atlanta. And Sarah Bareilles.
We could all of it.
Thank you, Spice Girls.
Thank you, Cake.
Thank you, Kelly Clarkson.
Take a shot.
Hey!
Thank you, Badu, who was with Andre.
Oh, on and on.
Have a beautiful son that's like, what, 28?
Something keeps moving like a rolling stone.
You feel me? Like, I want to say thank you for inspiring us, and thank you again, Atlanta, thank you, Atlanta, for being the hotspot for music when we were growing up.
That part.
You know.
That part.
So that we can grow up to be millennials that will never let you forget that you moved here for your rap career.
Even, God, this is a terrible reference, but even hearing, I heard this the other day and lost my mind, but even hearing, call it Paul, Bubba Sports, booty, 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 rockin' everywhere, booty, 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 baby, I found you, Miss New Booty.
Well, he was from LaGrange.
That little white boy.
Have you seen him lately?
No, is it terrible?
I mean, just imagine the average white boy from LaGrange. He has he wears the tight, polos, and he's got like the reddened skin for being outside, and the short. Like he looks like Bubba Sparks grew up. You feel me?
It looks like somebody named Bubba.
He looks like deadass. He always knew. That's a man that always knew he was Bubba.
He always knew he was Bubba.
Yeah, I don't need you, but you need me. I'm sorry.
She knew more than I did. He knew he was Bubba, and I knew that I was Dylan fucking Michael. And you can find me on Instagram at _Dylan_Michael.
And if you want to whisper something in my ear,
hey.
You can follow me at. Actually, please don't get unnecessarily explicit in my DMs. I will block you. But
send the dick pics to me.
And rate them to 1 to 10 for me. So
send me dick pics.
AstinRocks, WHYASTINROCKS. And then, of course, make sure you follow our podcast at Can't Get You Out of My Head Podcast. We are on Instagram. We are on TikTok sometimes. We're
working on the social presence.
We for real kind of need a webpage, but that's a different conversation.
We'll get there.
And
maybe
then
season 2.
Spotify and SoundCloud.
SoundCloud and YouTube.
We love you dearly. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in and listening to us talk about our favorite subject, ourselves.
Damn, I thought you was going to say music, but you're right.
But, right? Until next week, music lovers.
Bye.
Booty, 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 rocking everywhere.